ukisikia Sifuna anaongea na nguvu, wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM, so naenda polepole kidogo. Sisi wote tushirikiane, tukubaliane, and criticism is mimi sasa nyinyi mnaniambia Ruto must go. Mimi nimesikia hiyo mara nyingi. Kulikuwa na Moi must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go. Hii must go ni wimbo tu ya kawaida, there is no problem. Ndio shida iko wapi? So there is no problem. Mara wananiita sijui nini Zakayo, mara Kasongo, mara nini. I am not bothered. Hii ni majina tu ya kawaida, lakini I am focused. I am focused. We must get our education right, and I am very proud of what we are doing with our education.
Welcome back once again to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Awino, and as usual I'm going to be your host for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, during the burial of the Raila's bodyguard, that is George Duor, in Siaya County, there are a lot of things that happened. Different leaders spoke, and some of them were taken serious, some were not even taken serious. But you know, there is something that we all have to understand. We all have to accept the fact that sometimes these leaders, whenever they speak, whatever they say, you know, whatever someone says means a lot. What someone says means a lot. It doesn't matter whether it said jokingly or maybe it was said maybe while serious. I've got three scenarios here. Number one, I think I talked about the issue of Edwin Sifuna, which I'll not repeat. Because Edwin Sifuna was trying to tell William Samoei Ruto that Mr. President, all these things, you're the person that brought upon yourself, because mtu ambaye anajidunga na miba aambiwi pole, something like that.
Bishop ametuambia hapa kwamba kazi yako ni ngumu sana, na mimi nakubaliana naye. Hata mimi saa nyingine huwa najiuliza vile wewe unalala, lakini kuna zingine, Mheshimiwa Rais, wanasema Waswahili, mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu kwa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku. Sasa kama hii drama yote tumeona Nakuru, ati watoto wanakatazwa kufanya mchezo, sijui wanapigwa tear gas, sijui wanafukuzwa. Hiyo ni mwiba wa kujidunga, Mheshimiwa Rais. Wale ambao wanahusika na kufanya kazi yako ikuwe ngumu, read them the riot act, kwa sababu tunajua kazi yako ni ngumu zaidi, wasifanye ikuwe ngumu zaidi. Kwa hayo mengi nasema asanteni sana na Mungu amlaze.
The police should not be used to make up trumped up charges. This young man at that time, he was in prison for 9 months on trumped up charges because he was a freedom fighter, and that's why he was being arrested and charged with the offense of murder. And I thank God that policeman, he wrote a statement in English, but somebody wrote it for him, and then when he was being questioned in court, he said no, he didn't know. There was a time when Jaramogi was called upon to go and give a statement at the CID concerning the death of Julie Ward. I think, Raila, you remember this because there's a young man who had gone into exile and had talked to Jaramogi. And Jaramogi made a statement. Instead of investigating that case, they now called Jaramogi to make the statement. And it was not an easy time at that time. So what I'm trying to say, let us build a society which is based on the Constitution and the rule of law. We can say many things. And me, I cannot be praise singing, because we fought for a democratic constitution where people should talk. Where people should talk. Where people should talk. I was in Parliament when people used to tell Moi that Moi hakuna mahali utaenda, you will be in power until the day you want to go. They told Moi, and I was in Parliament at that time, there are only a few of us who said we cannot have this system of government. And Raila was the head at that time when Jaramogi had died, that we do not want that system of government. So I am asking you Kenyans, this constitution that we fought for, it is a very difficult document to keep. And if you keep on, song praising all the time, we will not have a country. So I urge you, tell your leaders the truth. Tell your leaders the truth. And know that even when, President, when you came here the first time, I was the only one who was here. I was the only one. I was here because I was convinced that institutions must work. A lot of my men, even Otiende here said he cannot come. I tried to persuade him. I was here alone with you because I don't praise, song praise. I believe that you are the president and we are going to talk. So this country will go to the dogs again if with the kind of language I'm hearing here, you continue with that language. Please, when you have something being brought to Siaya, it is a matter of right. It is not you are being given, it's a matter of right. It's a matter of right. And I cry. When I was in Parliament, I was the only backbencher. I was here with Omamo, I was with Okero, there were other people like Okwanyo, and they used to tell me that you must be in government. All of us cannot be in government. Just fight for your right. Just fight for your right. And you'll have a better country. Asante sana, kwa hayo machache, I call upon Raila Amolo Odinga to come and speak.
Now, and then, now what I want us to focus on is the response that was given by the president. The president told Edwin Sifuna one thing, that we are the people that started this issue of ODM. ODM party was started by us. So bringing this issue of Mara, when you're talking about my issues, kuja pole pole, like normally lives, like talking about the issue of Kalakala.
Amolo Odinga, huyu George ni mtu ambaye alitusaidia. Hata na mimi nilifaidika wakati tulikuwa pamoja katika ODM. Na nimesikia Sifuna anaongea na nguvu. Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So naenda pole pole kidogo. Yes. Hivi ndio tulianza hii kitu. Ama namna gani? Na unajua ukinisukuma sana nitaitisha mkutano ya founder members ya ODM. Ndio? Unajua tukiitisha hiyo mkutano tunaweza kufanyia discipline sisi ambao tulianza chama. Ndio? So twendeni mosmos. Ile kitu mimi nataka niwaambie ni kwamba vile ndugu zangu wameongea hapo mbeleni, sio lazima sisi wote tuwe katika ndani ya serikali. Ni kweli. Lakini nani alisema kuna watu wamechaguliwa wawe wanakaa tu nje ya serikali all the time? Kuna mtu alisema kuna watu wamepangiwa kukaa nje ya serikali miaka yote? Hapana. And that is why, tuambiane ukweli, that is why baba na mimi tuliketi chini tukasema it is time for us to work on a formula that brings inclusivity and brings all of us to appreciate that it is not necessary for one to get out for one to be in. Sio lazima mtu atoke ndani ya serikali ndio mwingine aingie. Na ndio tulikataa ile maneno ya wale walikuwa wanatupangia mambo ya shares. Kusema kuna watu permanently wanafaa kukaa nje, wanakaa ni kupaguliwa miaka yote, and that is why I am confident and I speak straightforward that we must get rid of the politics of ethnicity, division, ile siasa ambayo ni ya ukabila, siasa ya chuki, siasa ya kubagua watu wengine. Hiyo siasa tunataka kuondoa katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na inawezekana my friends, inawezekana sisi wote tuchangie katika kuendesha serikali ya Kenya. Inawezekana. That is why that's what broad-based has taught us. It has taught us that we can be together, that others must not be out for others to be in. We can all be there. Sasa niwaulize, simzee baba yetu hapo Oburu ameongea, amesema anataka watu wa hapa wapate share yao, na hiyo share yao sio share ya watu wengine, kila mtu atapata share yake. Therefore it is possible for us, watu ya bara wapate share yao, watu ya mlima wapate share yao, watu ya bonde wapate share yao, watu wa hapa wapate share yao. It is possible for us to have a nation where all of us partake of the national resources and national development. And we must get rid, and I agree with Jeanette, we must get rid of the past formulas that skews development to one path and against other paths. We must do it right. And that is why hata huyu chairman wetu
you understand, like kala. But that is not the problem. The problem is when reality hits. You know, we have to accept that whenever reality hits, when reality hits you, you find just now it will force you now to look for a way of justifying yourself. Of course, we know that what has been happening, like the whole week, what has happened. The issue of the Butere girls, being tear gas, being prevented from performing, the echoes of war, and all that. People like Ptuma Murkomen talking, people like Ogambo saying that Malala being arrested for writing, the play, and all that. A lot of things have happened during the week, and we all understand, we all know what has happened. But now the big question is, after all these things has happened, what next? Now, what are we going to do next? What we are going to do next is what matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what has happened or what happened. Now, after all these things, what next? Is there any solution? That is the question that we all need to ask ourselves. That okay, all these things happened, that blah blah blah. But is there a solution to all these problems? Because we can count these, we can take these, we can say that this one is like a problem. Is there any solution to all these problems? That is the question. The big question is there any solution to this problem that has happened? If there is no solution, then we'll still keep on being in these problems every now and then. I also had George Wajakoya, that is the party leader of the Roots Party. That is Roots Party leader. You remember George Wajakoya was talking about the issue of bank. George Wajakoya is telling William Samoei Ruto to tame is a serial killer, that is Faruki Bet.
All in doing what we have. May I take this opportunity to go and sit down to thank Baba. If you did not do what you did, this country would have burned. But we don't want to burn this country, Mr. President. I want you to go and tame Faruk and group. Waambie wakae chini. Because this country is bigger than them. You are my president. Then I'll come and have tea with you. Thank you very much.
Okay. I have a question to ask. I think I've been asking this question over and over again. That who is this Faruki Bet? We sometimes we fail to understand who Faruki Bet is. Faruki Bet is one among the people that William Samoei Ruto has put in the forefront to accomplish his missions. I don't know the kind of mission that Faruk Kibet accomplishes, but one thing I know is that there is a role that Faruk Kibet plays that majority of people cannot play. There is something that Faruk Kibet normally plays. There is a role that he normally plays that most of the people cannot play. And which role is that? We'll come to know that role maybe in future. But the main thing is we all have to understand that every government, everybody must have got his own people that he trusts. I don't know the people that Raila Odinga trust, but okay, I've never seen. Maybe he has got his own people that but wako underwater. But Raila William Samoei Ruto's people are loud, and that is why Edwin Sifuna was saying that tame these people. And even Wajakoya was telling Raila William Ruto, Rais, please tame these people. On the issue of county devolution, James Orengo is told Raila William Ruto that we will not beg you for money. We know our role as governors, and even Raila Odinga mentioned it. Raila Odinga said that the role of governors, members of parliament are not even supposed to talk about building roads, making roads and all that. That is a work that is supposed to be done by the governors. So the problem that the members of parliament are coming out shouting that we need money to build roads, that is not the work of the members of parliament, that is the work of the governors. So when the governors are given money and then they fail, the work of the members of parliament is to oversee what the governors have done, especially in the county levels. If it's about building roads, let the money be given to the governors. They know the roads that are supposed to be built. They oversee, they are the people that needs to know which roads are supposed to be built and how much does it cost. I don't know how serious is that, but one thing I know is that I think it's high time. It's high time these leaders knows what needs to be done. Like, we can't keep on politicking every now and then. We can't keep on listening to politics every day and night. I think now this video is just an overview of what has happened or what happened during the burial of Raila's bodyguard. Junet Mohammed mentioned something which I was very much curious of, and I listened to it over and over again. Junet Mohammed was saying that he is a very happy man. One of the greatest achievements that Junet Mohammed have done is saying that is by impeaching Rigathi Gachagua.
The biggest achievement was to impeach your deputy. Hiyo nimeandika kitabu, nimefanya kazi ya maana sana kwa sababu yeye ndo alikuwa anaongoza hii mambo hii ya ubaguzi. Anasema hawa wana shareholding, hawa watu hame Kenya, waende Uganda. Sisi kama watu wa Migori aliweka sisi Tanzania, si hata hapa Kenya. Mimi wakati hiyo motion ilikuja, nilikuwa nasanya hata signatures usiku, sio mchana, usiku nilikuwa natembea kwa nyumba za wabunge, weka mimi kidole hapa, hii mtu aende bana. Kwa sababu nchi hii saa hii yeye ndo anaongea kila pahali, anasema ati fulani anaonewa, fulani ameiba. Huyu ni mtu ambaye wakati tulikuwa tunafanya maandamano ya 2023 ya kupigania mambo ya cost of living na mambo ya uchaguzi na nini, alikuwa anaingia kwa ofisi yake saa 11 ili apambane na sisi. Hata jogo ya pili bado hajalia saa hiyo na hako kwa ofisi. Alikuwa anafanya nini kwa ofisi saa hiyo? Alikuwa anafanya nini kwa ofisi saa hiyo? Huyo mtu alikuwa mtu hatari katika nchi yetu. Sasa hii mimi nikiona yeye analia kwa TV, mimi nafurahi sana. Naweka chai kwa kikombe, nasema waendelea kulia. Sisi pia tulilia samani, waendelea kulia. Your Excellency, kitu moja umefanya pamoja na baba ni kusaidia sisi kulete Wakenya pamoja. Sisi saa hii tuko na chairman ya budget kwa bunge, anaitwa Samatandi. Tuko na Mbadi kwa treasury. Saa hii mimi ndio kama leader ya bunge ndio naangalia hawa vile wanafanya kazi, vile wamegawa mali na rasilimali ya Kenya. Zamani nilikuwa naona tu kwa view sasa. Saa hii chairman ya health committee na report kwangu Dr. Nyikal, na ulisa panga weka hospitali huko namna hii. Hiyo ndio ile Kenya tunataka, sio Kenya kubagua wengine na wengine wanakula. Kwa kumalizia, Your Excellency, mimi nataka, juzi niliangalia budget. Juzi mimi mwenyewe niliangalia. Miaka 2 iliyopita 2021 na 2022 kuna barabara 1400 kilometers new roads were started through the taxes of Kenyans. 970 kilometers were assigned to one region. Sisi tumeona barabara kilomita 45 peke yake hapa Nyanza yote 32 kilometers. Na anaweza kubali, na ushuru ikisanywa inasanywa kwa kila mtu haibaguliwi. Waseme watu fulani msitoe ushuru kwa sababu maendeleo haikuji kwenu, inasanywa kwa kila mtu. Si nyinyi mnalipa ushuru? Hii mambo ya ubaguzi ya kugawa rasilimali ya nchi lazima ikome na lazima ikwishe katika nchi yetu. Na mtu yoyote atakuwa na tabia kama ya Rigathi Gachagua, impeachment inakuja. Uwe minister, uwe deputy ingine, uwe sijui nani, wembe ni ule ule tu. Sasa hii tunataka mambo ya Wakenya kukuja pamoja. Kila region ya nchi yetu wapate maendeleo.
So imagine Rigathi Gachagua was impeached last year. So after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, we are still talking about the impeachment. In fact, we are still on the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua every now and then. These leaders, they cannot find something good to talk about. They talk about impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. That was the greatest. Okay, now you're talking about impeaching Rigathi Gachagua as one of your greatest achievements. Okay, it's right. What have you done to your people of Sifuna East that you can say that the people of Sifuna East can say that indeed this is what our leader did? And that is why Sheikh Mohammed complained by saying that any place that is being led by the Muslims, like a Muslim leader, cannot grow.
Angalia kaunti zote ambaye wanaongozwa na viongozi wa Waislamu kimaendeleo wako nyuma. Kwa sababu gani? Wote wamekuwa leo wafisadi. Kila moja anataka kutengeneza nyumba Karen. Kila moja anataka kununua Prado ya VA. Kila moja anataka kuweka na kusave pesa nje ya nchi. Nani atasaidia hawa Waislamu maskini ambaye kwamba muliapa na Qur'an ya kuwa wallahi tutawasaidia, tutajenga barabara, tutawapatia maji, tutawapatia uhai na dawa na afya wapi? Lakini mjue yeyote katika Waislamu ambaye atakufa ati kwa ajili amekosa dawa, ama atakufa kwa ajili amekosa maji, ama atataabika kwa ajili amekosa barabara, na hiyo hali ikamtatiza mpaka akakufa, na wewe uko juu ya kiti na umeapa na Qur'an, wallahi kesho tayarisha maswali yako mbele ya Allah. Fama aljawabu idha suilna wa rabbuna Allahu shahidun bima fa'alna. Viongozi wamche Allah, waogope Allah. Uongozi unakuja leo na unaondoka. Hii dhulma ambayo mnafanya, hii pesa ya umma ambayo mnaiba, hii mambo ambayo kwamba mnafanya juu ya ardhi, wallahi kuna siku ambayo kwamba hesabu yake itakuwa ni kubwa mbele ya Allah.
Because these people have turned, they are doing what needs not to be done. And I concur with him. Like, look at Aden Duale, look at this guy Junet Mohammed. What are they doing right now? Is the minority leader, is the leader of the minority in parliament. Look at the 13th parliament. What we have, do we really have a parliament that we can depend on? That is the question. Can we really depend on this parliament, the 13th parliament that we have right now? You know, this issue, this narrative that when leaders, when politicians go to a burial, they talk about the achievement, they talk about what they've done, they talk about what they need to do, it should stop. And this issue of politicians just looking for places for burial so that at least they can go and politicize, they can go and do their politics, should also stop. Because I think the reason why this thing did not end in chaos is because it was someone who was very respected. But suppose maybe it was somebody else, it could not be not as peaceful as it was yesterday. So that is what I had for today, and that is what I wanted to ask you. That what do you think? Like you as a person, you as a Kenyan citizen, what do you really think that needs to be done for us to have a stable country, for us to just go back to where we were initially? Coming 2027, all these things, are we supposed to just sit back, watch all these things happening, and we do nothing? Wajakoya has talked about that, Sifuna has talked about that, Orengo talked about it, and then William Ruto is coming and telling all these people that while talking about me, be very much careful. Be very much careful while talking about me. Because even that ODM, we are the people that started it, and I can decide to call After all, guys, that is just my thought, and that is all I have for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And just a reminder, if you are meeting for the first time, don't forget to take a minute, click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, drop me comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think and where you are watching this video from. Until we meet again in the next video, if it is possible, I have been your host, Boniface. Bye bye.